I thank you once again. I thank you once again for hanging out with us tonight and giving us your Sunday evening. I'm especially grateful for this Guinness. Not going to lie to you, it's spectacular. Never guess what happened today. Yeah, we rolled into the border like we always do. And for those who don't know, there's two parts to the border when you're carrying like equipment and stuff. And you go into the normal part and we did our visas and all that stuff. And they said, cool. Then they sent us over to a part that we go to sometimes, but not all the time, where they look at your commercial equipment and all that kind of stuff. And they said, you don't have the right paperwork for that. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, no, that's not the right stuff. It's like, we've been through 9 trillion times with this very thing. But through the jigs and the reels, no amount of talking, convincing, or whatever would let them carry our stuff through today. We had to go get another thing that you can't get on Sundays. So at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we said, well, we might have to cancel the show. Is there any children here? Is it 19 or 21 plus or something? So I said, no fucking way. I said, well, so we said, can we just take our guitars? And they said, no. They wouldn't let us take anything. So we went back and we said, look, we asked the guys at the doctor, find us like a couple of guitars and an amplifier, and me and we'll sneak Kendel's fiddle, and then we'll go ourselves. Then it was like, we'll get a car, we'll go down. Well, you can't drop a car down. So then we found some dude. Swear to God, we found some dude who was a cousin of a friend of a buddy who we knew. At 4 o'clock. And said, I'll drive you now, man. Chuck me a few bucks. So we're like, sorry for swearing. No, I'm sorry. There's no way to tell these stories without swearing. So we said, free it. That's not what I said. So we said we chucked him a few bucks, right? Yeah. And so this dude shows up. God love him too, lovely fella, but he kind of looked like Shaggy Doo, you know, like from I don't know who I was expecting at like 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon to show up. We couldn't get, we tried to get in a real fancy limo hire car, but they couldn't come fast enough from Toronto to get to the border or from Niagara Falls. We weren't going to make it, but Shaggy was going to do it for us. And so anyway, we go and we come back to the border again, and we stop, and we go back inside. I said, oh, you're back? It's like, yeah, we're back. We did all our gear. It's just like, and he looks at me, he's like, okay, so you got no equipment at all? It's like, no, nothing, but it's just our personal stuff, we're going, let's do it. He's like, cool. So who's this guy? And it dawns on me for the very first time that I'm crossing an international border and I don't have a Jesus clue who I'm doing it. And I, in the next 8 milligrams of a second, have to try and figure out how to not let the border guard know that I don't have a clue who this fella is. And it's like, I said, he's agreed to drive us. And he looked at him, and he says, oh, so who do you work for? And I was like, oh God. We are sunk. We are sunk. And my buddy says, actually, I work for a food bank in Fort Erie, Ontario. Oh. I was like, dude, I could make out with you right now. I think there was a list of about 6 occupations he could have listed that would have got us across the border, and he said one. So then they go out and they rummage through the car, and of course they find Kendel's fiddle. They said, we told you not to take any equipment. And I was like, we don't have any equipment, really. And the lady, God love her, she was so nice. She looked, for whatever reason, I guess she knew who was sensible. It was Shaggy and me and Cory there, and then, thank God Kendel was there. And so she said, didn't she? She went like this. So you have a fiddle? And she says, yeah. Is it your fiddle? Kendel goes, yes, and I was like, thank God. So So if it wasn't for Shaggy and Kendel, me and Tetford would never be. So, they're all in the Guinness.
What?
Thanks everybody, good night. Well, it's not the first pub we drank dry at Guinness. No worries, I'm sure we can move on to another one. Thank you. So, by way of explanation, we're all we could fit in Shaggy's car. Also, you can probably tell I'm trying to keep this. This is a beautiful guitar that someone, I don't even know who loaned me this guitar. Someone loaned me this guitar, and it is a spectacular instrument. It's beautiful, and I think what I would call a grown-up guitar. This is like Cory should be playing this guitar. It's because as you guys have, anyone who's seen us before, there's quite a few more scratches and dents on my guitars. And the dirty secret, of course, is that I don't really know how to play the guitar. But I do know how to play on it and hit it hard. So all my guitars are reinforced with the front end of a Datsun. And so it might take me a few extra seconds tonight to keep this one in tune. Not because this is not an awesome guitar, but because I am not an awesome guitar. You know what? Now you're asking a goddamn good question. We just turned, what is the lake or the thing called? Cayuga, yeah. It's pretty beautiful, by the way. And it is, I'd like to say, it's my first time ever in Ithaca. Another time of year we go and it was gorgeous. And I swear to God, because I'm not that smart as most of you know, Kendel, who is very smart, turned to me about, I don't know, somewhere up the top of the lake, whenever we got on the end of that highway. And she turned to me and said, so it looks like we can get a car rental for tomorrow. And I was like, I swear to God, it was like, not like I haven't said it a million times in the last 2 years, 3 years, whatever. I looked at it, thank God for you. Thank God for you. Because I'm not going to lie to you, never crossed my mind one time. All I could see since 2 o'clock this afternoon was 7 o'clock tonight, and I said, we are fucking making it at 7 o'clock. I don't care if I gotta eat. We're gonna stand on stage with 2 tin cans, which is the second set, by the way. Okay, sure. So we're gonna sing a little waltz for you, and so what we'll do is over the course of the next, I think we're supposed to play 2 sets, so we can do it that way, or we can play a whole bunch or request. We'll do whatever you want, because I'm grateful for you sticking with us tonight. I realize it's a Sunday, so we won't go too late. 2 or 3 will do, I suppose. You got 2 days off? No way, girl. So we'll play a few songs. Maybe what we'll do in the middle there is, as a bonus or whatever, we'll do for me. If people have requests or something, we'll do it in the middle there, and we'll do another set. Or however it feels like we should do it. That's the way we'll do it. No rules, as they say. I don't mind that. Hold on. I'm going to take some top end. I'll do it one more time, because this is kind of a listening one, Cory, isn't it? This is a waltz from the Boy on Bridge record, which was recently certified wood in Penny Harbor. For those of you who have been seeing me perform for a long time, I'm grateful, first of all. And second of all, you might hear some old jokes that I used to use while I was tuning my guitar years ago. But since we had fellas running out with guitars, I never had to use them in a long